My name is Kelly, and I have a story.
My name is Amber,
My
and I
name is
have
Lonnie,
a story.
and I
My
have a
name is
story.
Martha.
My name
and
is
I have a story.
Lenza.
My name is Angie, and I have a story.
I went from having everything to nearly nothing. I've been married for 20 years. I had 2 girls, and we lived on a bunch of acreage with literally a white picket fence. We were one of the families on the leading edge of one of the big recessions. We lost our house, we lost a lot of our material possessions, and it found us in a place of having to rethink everything, a place that would never occur to anybody we could be. When I could accept the worst thing that I knew could happen, which was in my belief was that my girls and I could end up in a shelter, then I was able to say, okay, that's the worst thing that can happen. I can accept that, and we can go on. I identified with how single moms were struggling to balance all of the pieces. How did they work, take care of their kids, go to school when people had very rigid guidelines about where they had to show up, and their life wasn't that way?
I've always been for the underdog, and it's probably because for part of my life, at least, I have felt like one. I had started using alcohol at a very young age to cope with the abuse and the dysfunction that had entered my life. I had found recovery when there was an event in my life that happened at work that kind of threw me into a tailspin. I was in a place in my life where I was not only depressed, but without a different way of coping with life. That was a period of searching, of being lost, of not knowing what my purpose in life was. I had been successful in any career I had started up to that point in time, but none of them really called me. One of the things that opened my life up was when I met Kelly, and she brought a new way of looking at life. She had passed through that phase in her own challenges, and she had come out the other side going, well, let's just do this. This is what's next.
Lonnie was looking for some extra income, and because I worked in the fabric store and I knew she knew how to sew, I suggested that maybe she could pick up some extra income by sewing for people. And she said, well, if I'm doing it, you're helping because you got me into this.
She could see how to leverage skills that I had, that other people had, in order to make a way where there seemed to be no way.
Lonnie and I, neither of us do things halfway. So when we started We've Got You Covered, we knew we had to be able to do something to help women and make a difference in their lives.
Coming to be with Kelly and Lonnie means a lot to me because of how involved they are with women.
We hire several of our women at We've Got You Covered from marginal demographics, which means that they've come from abuse or addiction or incarceration. And we have found that they are just amazing women. I mean, I think that they have, the luck of the draw, the check mark of the box, that they're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And it's kind of frightening to think in our society today how they can be throwaways. We don't believe in throwaways.
Generally, they're trying to get their life back on track. They need employment that happens during regular hours, not a fast food job on weekends and evenings when they don't have child care. Something that will pay them a living wage and something that will support their ability to be a mom. And that is a huge order in any business for them to try to find work.
My eyes were open to another way of viewing not just the world, but of the people in the world, and of other ways to interrelate with people. That's what happened when somebody from different zip codes come together, and I say it that way because economically, if you bisect the city, you have affluence in one area and you have poverty in another, etc. And so it is very much a part of my mission to bring those together in a way that relationships are fostered.
The magic that happens here is a circle of women helping each other. I learn from you, you learn from me. We sit, we have conversations, we take away the barriers, we understand we're all human, we're all trying to make our life better.
It is our privilege to work with such phenomenal people that when you give somebody a chance, they will rise to the occasion, and I see that affirmed every day.
Most of these women that we even hired for We've Got You Covered didn't know how to sew when we hired them. We took an obligation that we're going to hire these women, and our goal is to teach them job skills, and of course, in our world, we have to teach them sewing skills too.
We've Got You Covered. We make anything fabric for the home, anything for a window. We decided to specialize in that early on. All manner of things like that that you would find in a home if you don't wear it.
We were amazed by the women that we're hiring, and if we couldn't hire them all, then if we could train them and give them job skills, whether it be entrepreneurial or just basic job skills, that we could get them hired.
The sewing labs was a natural outcropping of all of that because we can't hire everybody, but we realize there's still a huge market for employees with sewing skills. And since Lonnie and I started the company with literally a sewing machine and the two of us and no money, and we have grown it to this size of a business, we believe other women can too.
By giving people a chance, we hope to make a difference in this corner of the world, in this corner of the city. And the way that we help one another is to give them more tools, give them more information, give them more support. And I say them, but it's really us.
Women truly are an indicator of the health of society, of a community. And when you empower them, watch out. They are going to fly to a level you cannot even believe.